చేసావు కదా
ఇవి కూడా అవుతాయి.
ఇది
మన వాయిస్ కూడా రికార్డ్ అవుతుంది.
అవి ఎవరు వస్తారు ఇక్కడికి వెళ్ళ రండి, ఎవరో వచ్చి అట్రా. Come, who is coming? నేను చెప్పేది ఎవరు అరే రండి, ఎవరు ఏముంది అందులో? అది ఓకే, నేను నెట్వర్క్ చెప్పుకున్నాం. ఓకే, టాస్క్ ఎంటర్ ఓపించండి. టాస్క్ ఎంటర్ ఎందుకు ఓపెన్ చేయాలి? సో మనకి కమాండ్స్ మొత్తాన్ని ఉంటాయి కదా, కమాండ్స్ ని మనకి కనిపించాలి అంటే యూనిట్ ఓపెన్ టాస్క్ ఎడిటర్. టాస్క్ ఎడిటర్ ఓపెన్ చేయకుండా మనం టాస్క్ క్రియేట్ చేయడం వల్ల నెక్స్ట్ టాస్క్ ఎడిటర్ ఓపెన్ చేయకుండా మనకి ఆ కోడ్ జనరేట్ చేస్తుంది. ఎక్కడ ఎనీ ఆఫ్ ది రికార్డింగ్ మనం చేస్తే అది ఆటోమేటిక్ గా టాస్క్ రికార్డ్ లో ఆ కోడ్ ని జనరేట్ చేస్తుంది. సో దట్ ఈస్ ది అనదర్ వే ఆఫ్ క్రియేటింగ్ ది కోడ్. కరెక్ట్. నా ఎంతో చెప్తున్నాం మనం. సో యాప్ ఇంటిగ్రేషన్, మీకు యాప్ ఇంటిగ్రేషన్ ఎందుకు పోస్ట్పోన్ చేస్తున్నానంటే మీకంటే ఒక ఐడియా రావాలి. అంటే టాస్క్ విండోస్ అంటే ఏంటి, కమాండ్స్ ఏంటి, ఎలాంటివన్నీ. దెన్ ఓన్లీ ఐ కెన్ టెల్. ఓకే, లెట్స్ టాక్ అబౌట్ డేటాబేస్ టుడే. క్లిప్ బోర్డ్ కమెంట్ మనం ఎలా యూజ్ చేస్తాం? Correct. And then comment. Easily understandable, right? Whatever code is written, the logic. Next one, database. Come on, drag it up to the database. Go to the database now. This one, the database one, drag and drop. Stop. అంటే చూసాం అక్కడ ఎక్కడైతే ప్లస్ ఉందో ఆ ప్లస్ ఉన్న కమాండ్ యాజ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ డ్రాగ్ అండ్ డ్రాప్ కాదు. సో నేను ఎక్స్టెండెడ్ ఆ సబ్ కమాండ్ ని డ్రాగ్ అండ్ డ్రాప్ చేయాలి. కరెక్ట్. దట్ కమాండ్ వి ఆర్ సపోజ్ టు డ్రాగ్ అండ్ డ్రాప్. See now, if you notice, whatever is there under database, the same is available here. Right? Connect is there, disconnect is there, SQL is there, insert, update, delete is there, run store procedure is there. Correct? So if you wanted to use any of the command, you can drag and drop any command. You don't need to specifically drag and drop the specific command. Okay? Now, so look at the subcommand connect. What does it mean?
Connect from system to
database. So actually, what is the meaning of database? What is it? What is the database?
Contains data,
One data
store, applications or any web page sheets, which can be modified or updated.
Correct. So to store users' data, we are using this database, right? But why we need the database? Why can't we use Excel? Of course, Excel also used to store the data, right? But why?
for backup.
Of course, Excel also we can create a backup. But why we gone with the database concept?
Number of users can access.
Okay, but of course, Excel also can be used accessed by the users, right? What's the difference between database and Excel? Secure. Next.
And data stored in like relation.
Okay, next.
There is a dependency.
Correct. Next. Come on, any thought process? Why we are using database rather than other data sources?
For long-term use.
For long?
Long-term usage.
Okay, long-term usage. Next. Reliability. See, if you're using Excel, if you're given access to the multiple users, sometimes Excel may crash. And if you're having huge data, lakhs, tons of data, metabytes, like petabytes data, you will not be able to access through Excel. But whereas database, you'll be able to access it. That's a reliability. And scalability. Let's say, as of now, my organization decided to take only 1 terabyte of data, like 1 terabyte of database data I wanted to use it. And now, I didn't expect that my business will grow up that much. Now, I already reached within 10 days the 1 terabyte of data, users data. Okay. Now I need to extend. In Excel, I cannot extend. I need to create multiple sheets, right? In database, we can extend. That's a scalability. Okay. So that's another advantage when you're using this database. So why we are going with the database? We have a certain functionalities like scalability, reliability, integrity. Okay. So all things together, organizations stick to this database concept. Clear? But anyway, these people will not ask you these questions and all. Just to make you understand, I'm telling you. Okay, so that is database. To connect to it, let's say, like I said, I'm having 1 terabyte of data. 1 terabyte of data means it's a kind of crores of lines, right? In that lines. So if I wanted to connect, retrieve the lines of data, the user's data, I need to connect to that, right? Without connecting to the machine, I will not be able to retrieve the data. So to connect that machine, so this is the string we will use it. Click on this connection string thing here in the database screen. Below at the whole screen. 3 dots is there, now click there. Correct. See, the moment you click there, you will get a connection string. So if you are anywhere trying to kind of opening a kind of OLDB drivers, have you ever listened like OLDB drivers? To create a database connection, we need the OLDB drivers. For Java, I think some other drivers, like say when you are using a kind of Java programming thing, ODBC, OLDB, so those type of connections things we need, like those are the drivers. So it will ask you for the which drivers you would like to create a connection with. Okay, click on next. If I say that OLDB connection, ODBC drivers, then click on next. Then it will ask you which data source name I would like to connect. Okay, then use a connection string. In case if you have a connection string which is already prepared, like host name, the IP, the username, password, you created in a kind of connection string, there you need to specify. Otherwise, you need to create a kind of, you need to select and use data source name and then select it from the drop down. Okay, and the username password. Okay, you need to provide those details and that will not have. In case if you have a requirement to connect the database, then you will get it from the BRD. What is BRD?
Business.
Business requirement document. Okay. So BA or SME, they'll give it to you. In case if you don't have, then you need to request them. Boss, in the BRD you specify that I need to connect to a database, but I don't have any credentials here. I don't have any system IP. You must provide that to me. Okay. Then they will ship it. Clear? Next, cancel. Next, what is the disconnect? You connected connected to the database and you processed it everything. At the end, you are not supposed to leave the connection like that, right? So you had a dinner on your plate and you obviously will clean it. Similar way, you connected it and obviously you need to disconnect it. That's your responsibility, right? So that's the thing. Whenever you establish a connection, then it's your responsibility to disconnect it after. Okay? Then click on disconnect. That's it. So here you can see a session name. What does a session name means? Go to say connect. Click on connect. If you see, it is asking about the session name. See, let's say I'm trying to create a connection string and I'm selecting the database variable, of course. Now, when I'm running the task, that entire connection string and whatever data I'm retrieving from the database, that has to be stored in somewhere, right? Otherwise, how will I remember whatever data I got it from the database? Can I access it within the robot scope or not? I can. How would I know? Let's say, let me give an example. You have a Facebook, and the first time you are logging with your username and then password. How much time it will allow you to, without logging, you will be able to access it, without logging out? How much time you'll be able to access that entire thing? 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, for long? For long, until unless you clear history, browser history. Why? What is the reason behind?
Because the session not expired.
Okay. And let me give you another example. You are accessing your SBI or HDFC Bank. You will not be able to browse for long time. Why?
Session time is.
If you are idle for some time, it will automatically logs out. Why?
Session time is.
That's a session time. So that we are talking about session, right? What is the session? Whatever activity you are doing it, okay? So that activity will be based on a specific credentials, right? In our browser thing, it's a kind of based on credentials. Whatever activity you are doing, that everything will be stored in a session, and then it will verify at a regular frequency these credentials are in the same file or not. If those are there, I don't need to do anything. I can continue. If those credentials are not there, the moment I clear my history and then verify the session file is not there, then it will ask me because you don't have any credentials stored with me. I'm logging out. Right. So here, when you're talking about an RPA, like in this automation anywhere, the session name is also kind of activity. What activity it is? Here. So we connect it to that and then retrieve the data. So that retrieved data will be stored in the that session. Whatever session name you can give it there. That's not only default, that should be meaningful session name. Let's say here what I'm performing actually. I'm connecting to a database. So the session name you should say that connecting to database with that what database name you are trying to connect, that name you should provide. Any name you can provide. But why I'm saying meaningful names, that's the automation anyway suggested. Best practice. If you say default, people who are coming in and visiting this particular part, they don't know even which database you are trying to connect. Correct? So that's the reason. Understood what is session name? Yeah. Now disconnect. So let's say you connected to the default session name and then you change the default session name to some other name there. Will it be able to disconnect the session? Why? Yeah. So whenever you created a session, the same session has to be followed until you disconnect it. Clear? Next, SQL query. Okay. Looking at the name, what does it mean, SQL query? Correct. See, like I said, we have a little lakhs of data, right? I want to retrieve the data from the database. So how will we do it? How will we do it? Yes. In the database concept, we have a kind of things like store procedures, SQL queries concept. So retrieve the data, we need to run certain queries that we used to call as queries. Okay. That's SQL statement you need to write here. Okay. So when the moment you are executing again, the session name same thing it should be follows. If that changes, then obviously you'll get an error. Okay. So then now here it says maximum number of records to fetch, timeout for query in seconds. Maximum number of records. Let's say I need to interact with somewhere around 1 crore lines of data. Do I need to fetch 1 crore of records in the screen when I'm running a query? Why? Obviously data will be safe. If I extract 10 records, that is enough. I can write my query, I can write my business logic and then perform the business logic for entire 1 crore of records at the runtime. But in the design phase, I can fetch only 10 records or 50 records or 100 records just to see the taste the data. Correct? So that is the thing here. And timeout option for query in seconds. I'm trying to connect to the database and I'm trying to submit the query now. So when I'm submitting the query, the behind scenes like it will go and then interact with our IP. Okay, the same connection will establish a connection with the network again with the server, and then now whatever query we submitted, that will perform against on the database. It's through dependence on the network. Okay, If the database is having use or having some kind of network troubles like that machine, that time I'll not be getting the response within kind of super fast. So what is the timeout option here? How much time it needs to try? 20 seconds, 30 seconds, or 1 minute, or 20 minutes, based on your data set. Okay, that timeout option you can define here. Of course, these are all the optionals, but to know you. Okay, export data to CSV. Let's say while performing the SQL star, let's select star whatever statement I executed. I got the results. Where I need to store them? In real-time world, we have a workbench. Microsoft SQL workbench. Have you guys ever experienced? Google it. Let me show that to you. Microsoft SQL workbench. Yeah, right there. Oh, it's loading on. There. Just okay. Microsoft SQL workbench and then put it in images. Excel kadama, Microsoft SQL workbench. SQL. See, this workbench is a kind of plugin. Okay. Whatever SQL servers what you're deploying, put it in images. Okay. Those are all actually in the headless server, headless OS. Headless OS means? No idea. Headless means you will not have any head. Okay, what is the meaning of headless actually? Without head, right? So for operating system Windows, what is head?
OS.
Okay, and then without having display, will you be able to do anything?
No.
Right? And if you don't have any GUI, graphical user interface, can you do anything on this page? Right? So in OSs, what we used to define headless OS and then with head. So OS is not a headless OS actually. But whereas Linux, Unix, and if there is another thing, I think those two are actually headless OS. Where you don't have any graphical user interfaces, you will be interacting with the console. That software we used to call as headless OS. Headless software, I would say. Okay. And Automation Anywhere is not having a setup of headless software. Okay. Whereas Kofax Capo is having headless software again. You can deploy it on the Unix servers also. Okay. Every software you have headless and then head mode. Clear? Okay. Now, see, this is SQL servers. Like what I'm saying, actually, these SQL server will be deployed in the headless servers. Okay. So you will not have a graphical user interface. So whatever queries you are writing, either you need to write it in the console mode, only console mode, no option at all. Now, all of my users will not be able to access it since they don't know these Unix commands, SQL commands. They don't know. Now I need to get an interface to access this headless users. I mean headless software which is installed on the Linux machine. Okay. So what is the option available? The option is this one. Click on any of the windows. The fourth window. Click on OK. That looks good. Oh, that's fine. So the moment you install this particular workbench on your machine and database is deployed in that is server. Okay. Again, that's somewhere I don't know. So I'll be getting IP. So here you'll have a kind of connection string. Click on the second string. Skill workbench.exe. No, and scroll down. Hold on. This object explorer. Fourth one. See, this is the connection string. See there, right there you can see SQL Server 11.0 QXQA That's the server. So we connected with some username password there, and now click on the again fourth string from the first. Now you'll get the left side one. That's Explore again. That's similar to our Automation Anywhere Explorer, right? There you can see all the databases which are hosted on the headless server. Okay. Now you got the graphical user interface, right? So you can do easily, okay, looking at the name, you can do whatever you want. You can right click on that and perform the SQL server, like select the statement, update query, insert query, whatever you want, you can write update that, right? Why am I actually telling this on this topic? Open automation here. I forgot why I'm actually talking about. Export. Now go to this Chrome. So if I'm performing that, so see right there, SQ, select the star from north to wind categories. That's the statement. This is the query. It's a query. Select query. So the moment I run this query on this database with table, okay, I got this data. If I wanted to export, I can export it into using this either CSV, Excel, or textbook, or whatever you want. Okay, if I want to perform the same action with automation anywhere, go to the output automation. I need to create it into the either CSV or TXT format. So here we can put it into export data to CSV. Understood? I'm extending the topics on my phone. So if you guys not know it, simply I'm gone. I'm creating lot of case scenarios to make you understand. If you get any stuck or doubt anything, just let me know. Okay, so that is the SQL query. Insert, update, delete. Why I'm spending this much time on this? People are asking so many interview questions. Have you worked on this database? You can straightforward say that, boss, I didn't get an opportunity to work on this database. However, I know how to work in the automation anyway since I have disconnect, SQL queries, insert, update, modify details things I can do. So you need to say that proactively. You need to say that. Then they will know. Okay, this guy know it, but they didn't get an opportunity. Something like that they'll think. Clear? Insert, update, delete. Now I have a database. I have a table, and I'm having a kind of existing data with me. I wanted to update that particular row with. Yesterday you have seen a created a user and then wanted to modify the user. Similar way, there is a record and then I wanted to update with certain values. This is where we are going to do it. Or if you wanted to insert data to database, again this is the thing. If you want to delete the data from the database, and this is the thing. Okay? Okay, you wanted to see the how insert, update, delete statements looks like? Google it. Since we don't have database configured in our machine, so I can show you. Say that insert statement. Huh? That's okay. Google will get it. I want to show that exact syntax. Okay, in SQL, that's first one. Okay, click on second step. Read that. See, insert into customer values, which is customer is a kind of database. Now the values are whatever are the codes, right? Those are all the values. Okay, that statement you need to put it into the automation in the right forward. And similarly, we put it as update query, update statement. No, it's a Google only. There instead of inside, put update. Do you see any command right there? Click on the third below. Yeah, third below. See, that's update query. Update school ID, which is a column. Set student name, again the column. Class is equal to, and from, that's a database. And he is performing joins, of course. We don't need, of course, all those stuff. So that's the syntax of it. So you need to get the entire line of string and then put it into our automation anywhere window, update window. Clear? And you perform delete also. Third one. But didn't go probably. Second one. Okay. See that delete from How customer where city is equal to, that is syntax. See, if you don't know any technology, na, write Google it. Simply. Let's say insert statement and what we are interacting SQL. So you can write that SQL there. Google. Entire information technology is based on Google. Okay? Good automation. Next, run store procedure. What is store procedure?
To store the different same methods. If you
Same
want to
statements.
repeat,
Put it in Google. Store procedure. That's correct. Store procedure in SQL. You can first one. Couple of commands. See, that's a store procedure. Create a procedure. Okay, the procedure name. Okay, select. This is the again a select statement. Select query and insert join from albums from insert join where albums again this is a database and this is the criteria. So store procedure means we can execute a couple of select statements and with following DDL or DML commands. What is DDL, DML commands? Insert, update, delete, these are all the commands we used to call as DDL or DML commands. Okay? So this is the store procedure. If you wanted to execute the entire store procedure, see here create procedure we said, right? So we can call directly procedure. The name is SP reset albums. This is the procedure name. If you wanted to execute this procedure on our automation anywhere, we can call the procedure and then directly execute. Since we already connected to the database, right, in the initial one, okay, so we can directly use that. Clear? Next. See here the same thing again, export data to CSV. So store procedure also, like I said, we can execute the select the command, right? Obviously, you will get the data after performing store procedure. We can export the data to again CSV. That's it. Any questions on this database?
where do you see the store procedure comments?
Store procedure already created in the
Database.
server.
Server.
That store procedure we can execute it from here. We are not going to create anything here. Okay? That's it. Whatever data you are getting within the robot scope, you are storing the data only. Okay? Anyone getting sleep? Or you are drinking water? I know you are getting sleep. Anyone? Let's say you created a store procedure and then they're looking for a kind of parameters. Obviously, you can pass the parameters within the brackets, comma, something like that.
Do we, anytime that we need to go and create store procedure or it's a TPS work that we create a store procedure?
But we are not going to create, right? As a developer, RPA developer, we are not supposed to. Database developers has to be do it. We are not the person to do it. Correct. See, we can do it. If they provide to me access, I can do it. But the problem is the database will be messed up. Why? No. We know it. But the problem is, let's say I'm having 5 developers in my team, and then I gave access to like the database access to all these 5 people. What will happen? One guy is comfortable with performing all the data operations on the test database. So he directly created test database without asking anybody. The other guy is comfortable with test 1. The other guy, since test 1 is already created, I wanted to create my name. So what will happen? The entire database will go to crap. You will not have a kind of control on it. So that's the reason they will not give you the access to this data. The developers, I would say. Even my personally, I faced it. I thought my developers are really good, so I gave access. What they did, they created all these scenarios, and at the end, when I'm migrating to the from SQL Server Express to Oracle, I faced a lot of challenges, like which database is the accurate database. What happened? No, they created test database. They performed all these select statements, insert queries, update queries, and then mapped to their own database, the actual program. What happened now? So they created and then they were actually lazy to change the connections to the product connection. So they ran the bot in the production with the test database only. What happened? It has extracted the data and then put it into the test database. But that's a production data. Where it's supposed to be, that data should be in the prod table with respect to table actually. But they created a test database with the test and then didn't migrate this data to corresponding data. So when I'm migrating this data to Oracle, what will happen? I need to perform a lot of other operations and I need to migrate this data to a respective table. So the entire flow structure got disturbed. So this type of things will happen. So that's the reason they will not give you the access to the developers. Understood? That's again recent case scenario. Man. Clear?
So SQL query.
SQL query, drag and drop. Okay. Put it into the Google SQL query. It's a SQL self-spoken.
Can I use index query in this? Index. All the database.
Yes. Whatever you are performing on the database, the same thing. SQL select the statement. Select the statement. Select the query. Below. Okay, click on second image. See how it looks like. Select the stars from DBO, which is a database. Individual, that's a table. Okay, so that query I wanted to perform to retrieve the data. See below you got the data, individual ID, first name, last name, date created. The same data I wanted to retrieve from the individual database. Okay, so here, okay, let me give you the scenario. My case is I need to extract this data and put it into CSV. I wanted to read the CSV and then verify it. My name is there in the first name or not. That is my case. Now, I need to retrieve the data from the database, correct? And which means to retrieve the data, I need to connect with the database, right? Without connecting, I cannot. So now I'm going to drag and drop connection first, establish the connection. Now, I established. Second, I'm going to drag and drop that select query, like that SQL query. There I will perform select the star from dbo.so and so name, the table name. Now, I am going to export the results into a CSV. With these two lines of command, I got these results. I exported into CSV. Now I'm going to disconnect it. So this database concept gone completely. Now I have the data in the CSV. Now I'm going to use one more command which is read from CSV or text. I'm going to load that CSV file into that robot scope and then read these cells, first name and last name, and then verify say if first name is equal to my name, then set a flag to true. So this is the operation. Understood now?
What are the two commands we are using?
What two commands?
Two commands.
What two commands?
You said no, the two commands we are using for retrieve and storing in CSV.
Queries.
No. Queries, this is a query. Now select a star from, that's a query. Select a query, always select star.
That is
Star
used to
that could
retrieve the
be.
data.
Huh?
That is used to retrieve the data.
Correct.
And,
Select a query, always used to retrieve the data.
Okay.
That's the only thing. Here we said star, right? Star means you'll get all columns. But if you wanted to get only 2 or 3 columns, then you need to specify the column names there instead of star. By comma, or something like that. Okay. Now go to automation. Go ahead. Okay, VB script class is also there. So post this automation anywhere class. So there is an update from around there. You need to attend this VB script classes also. Right? Scripting is also needed in the automation anywhere. People are asking that. Okay. Okay. So answer was done. So that's the next. Any questions on database again? You guys are clear, right? Excellent. Now delay. Okay. What is the meaning? What is the name? Tell me, what's the meaning of it? Okay. Any other definitions? Next.
Postpone.
Whatever action that is performed or that needs to perform by having some wait time. Wait time. Right? So here, delay means it's a static delay, direct, straightforward static delay, which means wait only this much time, or you already waited this much time. That time you need to specify there. Regular delay. Regular means some number. So like it needs like a static value, I would say. So there it says 50, and the below one is in milliseconds. You know, right? Seconds, milliseconds, minutes, seconds, milliseconds, right? So that will perform the delay of 50 milliseconds, which means the process will stop and for 50 seconds. Okay. After 50 seconds, again it will go to the next command. If you put it in delay in seconds, click on that. Delay in seconds. Where is delay in seconds? Yeah. If you wanted to perform the delay in seconds, then this is the option you need to choose. Clear? Next, I don't want to put a regular delay. Why? Let me give an example in this one. This is more important. I'm having a Flipkart site with me. I need to extract the data out of what are the products are coming daily. Let's say under television electronics, they're adding a couple of products every day. Okay. Now I own a business. I'm also having a kind of TV electronics product. I wanted to write a website where I wanted to give a competition to Flipkart. To do that, obviously I need to know others' business first. How much products they're coming with daily, and how much discount they're giving, and what all the reviews, ratings they are getting, what services they are using, and everything. Correct? Generally, I can give a best offers to the customers, and then give a competition to the Flipkart. To do that, first what I should have? Data. What data?
Site.
Flipkart data. Correct? So I need to extract the Flipkart data. Then I can prepare the insights of it. Then I can design my own website. Correct? Absolutely. Now, to extract the Flipkart data, I can deploy a bot, or else I need to deploy one person there. I need to tell a boss you will get this data, and then you need to extract it and put it into CSV. If I deploy a human, how much time he is going to take? Use. There is no point of deploying a human and then I can grow my business. So that is where I can come to automation. I can put bot. Okay. As soon as you put Flipkart put the products there, I need to get the data. Huh? Let's say one time I can run in a day from 12 o'clock a.m. night 12 a.m. to night 11:30 p.m. I can run the bot. Okay. But for the first time it's okay. But I checked it 12 a.m. Flipkart didn't put it. At what time again I need to check? Again some time, right? If I say sometime, in between, if Flipkart put, right? So I need continuously monitor that Flipkart site, right? I need to open the site and then monitor it if that is there. Again close it. Okay, I need to open it again, monitor it. So every minute I need to monitor it, right? So if I deploy my bot on Flipkart site, my bot keeps on hit that site, right? Open the page and open this TV electronics navigation, and then it will not wait until that opens up. It will super fast. It will perform, right? So it hits the site super fast. So when you are having a website on your own and then deployed in the public domains, okay, administrator, not a website administrator. I would say people who work in this Tomcat administration. Nobody. Okay, Tomcat administration. Okay. Apache Tomcat. At least anybody knows Apache Tomcat? That's a website work. Whatever website you build on, okay, you need to deploy it in the Tomcat. Then it is available for the public users. Okay, whatever. Let's say I registered with my username password. I clicked on right there. Okay, my name, my IP address, and everything Tomcat will store. Activity, each and every activity that we perform on that site, that will be stored by the Tomcat. Clear? Why I'm actually saying it? Whatever action my bot is performing, open the browser, click on the navigation, click there, and then look for these latest products. So I'm hitting the site so fast. So people who hosted already public sites, the website administrator will have an eye on it. And then if there is any suspicious activity which means human obviously cannot perform those many clicks in a short time. Within very short of time, once the site is opened up, immediately you cannot click it until the site is loaded. And the whatever click you perform, the next click will not be performed very fast if that is by humans, right? So whatever logs what the Tomcat is generating it, okay, based on my clicks, he will have a look on it, and then he'll compare the movement of the login, the user, the next action that is performed, the next action that is performed, at what time that is performed. If it is having a proper delay, which means by the human, obviously we'll have some static delay, right? 1 minute, 2 minutes, or 3 minutes, right? If that is there, then it's not suspicious. That activity is not suspicious. If it is having in milliseconds or seconds, seconds is okay. If that is in milliseconds, obviously you'll get to know that some bot is hitting my site, correct? Somebody had deployed a bot or a task file or exe on my Flipkart site, right? Immediately, whatever IP address the Tomcat has published by our particular site is going to block it. From there, from that time, you will not be able to access Flipkart. Understood? Now, how to avoid that situation? So, I need to simulate the human process. I need to do the human part only, but I need to I need to create a kind of infra how the human is actually doing it. Human takes first click he takes somewhere around 1 second. The second click will take somewhere around 10 seconds or 20 seconds. So on the fly itself, the bot while executing itself, I need to perform one click should perform in 1 second. The second click should perform at 20th second, or a 10 second, or a 15 second. I don't know what second it should be. Okay, that situation I wanted to create using automation anywhere. Using which option I can use it now?
Delay.
What delay? Random delay. So you what options you can see right there? Select the random delay. Random delay. There only, no? Regular delay range, yeah. If you put from 10 to 50, put it into milliseconds. What will happen now? Explain. Yes. So if I put from 10 to 50, what will happen? The first click will perform at 20 seconds, 10 milliseconds, and the next action will perform any number between 10 to 50. So which means I am interacting with the site as if human is doing, so that admin will not get suspicious doubt as I'm like bot is hitting this site. You understood? The concept is really small. I could even say that what is that, but to make you explain where actually that will implement it. Then only in real-time scenarios where you can implement this one effectively. Obviously, beta companies. We're talking about beta companies, right? That's a public site. If public, since the beta company's administrator got to know that we are keep on hitting the site very rigorously, obviously it will block the IP. You will not be able to access it. So you should be very thoroughly capable of doing it, handling it. Using these regular delays or random delays only you'll be able to do it. Understood? Any questions so far?
Problem size.
Huh?
Problem size.
Speak English.
Generally, we are doing problem size, problem websites.
It's not popular sites, it's a public sites. Public sites. Tell me any examples of public sites. Okay. IRCT is public site. Next. That's again a public site. Next. Next. Traveling. Which one? Obviously that's also public site. But here APSRTC, IRCTC, I don't think so they'll block you. Why? They're doing business. Though you are hitting, they don't care. That is how they scale up their engines. If they're blocking, obviously they're losing business, right? But where actually they can block the sites? Wherever the information exists on the site, they think that information is useful for somebody, and then that is where the sites are actually getting hit by the bot. That is where we'll do it. Not with the e-commerce sites, not with the actual traveling sites or anything. Let's say I talked about beta companies. That's actually a kind of a company posting information. That is not aided any user information, user credential or anything, but that is having useful information for company, one company. Right? If you are hitting that site, obviously that guy knows that this guy is doing some business based on my site. I need to block him. Correct? Understood the difference between it? So as per your knowledge, do you guys know any public site similar to it? Which are all? Other is one example, Baba. 100%. Other is having, obviously that is also. So wherever some information exists, that could be personal, that could be company. Understood? So you should be able to differentiate it. Exactly, maximum business websites. Okay? Okay, now wait for window. Wait for window, Baba. No, the delay only wait for window. Click on wait for window. In the name itself, tell me what is wait for window?
It will wait till the window load.
Now my case is where I'm getting window open from my end.
Other window.
Any window that could be different window, but what window it takes time actually. Okay, take automation as an example. Okay, now if I don't have this task editor window, actually the client window I'm having now. If I wanted to open a task editor window, where I'm clicking new and then clicking on the task editor. Immediately it is opening. How much time it is taking? Is it taking 10 seconds only always? Sometimes seconds, sometimes 20 seconds, sometimes 2 seconds, right? So that is where I cannot give these regular delays. If I am having the same scenario with the Internet Explorer or some browser or some other window and anything, that is where I am going to put this smart delay. So delays are static delays, smart delays. And this is interview question. They'll ask you what type of delays you used in your process. You could say that I used smart delays instead of static delays, and you should give an example also. Though he is not asking you, you should give an example. What is static delay? What is smart delay? What is static delay?
Particular time.
Yeah, static delay will always have a particular number that could be defined, hard-coded value. And if I am going with that, my bot will affected with the performance degraded. Okay. If I am going with the smart delay, what will happen? Okay. No, not within the time. My bot performance will be upgraded. The reason behind whatever time it is taking to open up the window. Smart delay.
There's no particular time.
It's not a particular time. That's what I'm actually telling you. Here, if you see, wait for window, it is asking for the wait for window to open. Which means, if I'm saying that the window is automation anywhere enterprise client task editor, if I say that what will happen the moment while it is running, how much time it is taking? With the number of instances. Let's say I opened 5 times this window. One time it took 1 second, second time it took 10 seconds, third time it took 30 seconds. So if you use this command, what will happen? The bot will not execute the next command until unless this opened up. Either 5 seconds, 2 seconds, 30 seconds, 40 seconds, it will wait for that window to open up and then go to the next command, which means process the next command. Understood? That is smart delay. If you put wait for window to close,
It will wait for the time to close the window, then it will Execute
It
the
will
next
it
command.
will wait the window until the window opens up and then close it.
When Windows close,
Reliability.
And if you see how long would you like to wait for this condition to be true? This is the option. Let's say if it waited for waiting, keep on waiting until the window comes actually, but the window is not opening up.
time is wasted.
Obviously, right? So there should be a timeout option. I cannot wait for long time, right? Like a day or 2 days. There should be a time defined. You need to wait for 10 seconds until the time, within the time, if the window is not opened up, then go to the next action. That's what I'm actually saying here. That's a smart delay. Here also we are using the static delay. But before the time, if the window opens up, it will not wait until the time. Let's say I defined 50 seconds by here in this one. Okay. But the window opened up before 2 seconds only. Yeah, it will not wait for 50 seconds. It will process to the next command. But if the window is not opened up until 50 seconds,
Maximum period.
yeah, the maximum threshold, maximum time it is. Clear? And you should answer your question that I use the smart delays and the smart delay commands are wait for window and wait for screen change. But in majority of the process, we will not use wait for screen change. Why? Screen change means one screen is like this. The state of the screen has been changed from this to this, which means some element changes, some property changes. Let's say some of the sites will give you ads, and the ad will close within 2 seconds or 3 seconds, right? So if I put a screen change, what will happen? The moment the ad actually changes, it will move to the next command. But my actual desired screen didn't come. The ad only has been completed. Okay, that type of scenarios you are going to use this scenario screen change. But majority of the cases you should use with wait for window, with the respect of wait for window to open, wait for window to close.
Open and pop-ups, like some of them there is some pop-ups there to allow
Object cloning. I'll tell you anything object cloning is. If you want to see, pop-up is opened up. What is the next action?
Click on OK or close.
No, allow pop-ups and all secondary thing. That's not the thing. So allow pop-ups and all. If you have Selenium, you need to I think you have some what is that WebDriver or anything I guess. But in this one, it's not like that. The pop-ups also see. Automation Anywhere is not interacting with the kind of creating a custom browser. Whatever Internet Explorer is there, this on the same Internet Explorer it will interact. If you says that pop-ups are blocked, okay, Automation Anywhere nothing, you will not do anything on it. You need to go to the Internet Explorer settings, and then there you need to allow the pop-ups in the before the process. That's a prerequisite. Understood? Huh. See here, as if human is doing the same action, it will do Baba. Okay? Okay, what is that? See here below one, continue with the next action in the task, stop the task. In case if this window is if the condition is performing, then what is the next action you wanted to perform? You wanted to stop the task or you wanted to continue the task? Based on your criteria, I would say. Okay? Next one. Any questions in this?
Email automation.
Go ahead. You forgot again. Okay. Tell me, what is email automation? See, at least so far you guys are understanding, right? Whatever I'm saying. Now, you guys tell me, going the command by command, what it is actually, where you use it. You guys create your own examples and then tell me, as if you are the instructor here. I'll be correcting it.
Once the command executed, we will get the email information.
Once the command executed, we will get the email notification. Next,
Send emails to them automatically.
send emails to automatically. Next,
we will check any emails
we'll check any emails comes to our organization inbox. Next,
reading the subject of the mail.
okay, that's a kind of automatic email. Next, you
Mail merging.
mail merging. Okay, next.
The data is not
We can delete the message.
Okay, so performing multiple operations. And you don't interact with the email, so I don't know. No, you use the Gmail, right? Tell me. In Gmail, what type of actions you perform? Inbox, okay? Okay, composing mail, send mail, next. Okay, okay. Those are all the labels of the Gmail box. But I asked you what type of actions you performed in the Gmail. You said compose mail. Next, forwarding. Next, deleting, attaching. Next, move that to trash, which means delete. These are all the actions that you perform. And you? Same thing. Okay. Now, if you look at here, what is get all messages leaves message on the server? What is the meaning of it?
Copy of the
Copy of the mails? How many of you know Outlook? Is easier machine, no? Okay. How many of you know Outlook? 2, 3? Okay. What is it Outlook actually?
It is a user-friendly mailing
Mailing
to mail for other person to forward any message. We used to get the 3 columns, and in a mailbox, in a Gmail, we have to select any other option, like we have to select the particular person, we have to compose an email differently, and it takes a lot of time. But coming to Outlook, we can easily forward the message, and we can easily visual the inbox or any other message.
Okay. Now tell me, whatever is there on the server, Outlook client and then server are same or different in terms of a kind of physical machines. See, let's say whatever you configure the mailbox that is in the Outlook, are this okay? Let me give you an example. You have an organization. You will have mail.organization.com. That's a web app, web application. It is to access the mails in the web application. They'll give you that. That particular server, like that email address, whatever emails you are having in that is, and then Outlook are same. Have you ever used that? Same, huh? Not same. Okay. Why? Not about email notification I'm talking about. Let's say you have Outlook Baba. In Outlook, you can configure any email.
Yes.
That you know it, right? So whatever you're configuring that email, where you'll get it from? What server? The organization server,
Yes.
right? If you're configuring that mail with this Outlook client, what is happening? Somebody explain it. When you are connecting to this mail with this client Outlook, what is happening actually?
connect to the mail server.
You are saying mail server. Is it same with the local with the Outlook client? So whatever emails on the server, it is synchronizing it, which means it is fetching those with the Exchange protocol, Exchange server protocol, using that OWA, Outlook Exchange protocol. It is OWA protocol. It is connecting to the mail server and then retrieving the data and then put it into your Outlook, right? But this one, when you are configuring this particular get all messages with the host name, username, password, IMAP and POP3, these are all the protocols. IMAP and POP3 are the protocols right here. We don't have OWA. Okay. What will happen here? It leaves messages on the server, which means it creates a copy of the email and then publish it to Outlook automation. I mean, within this automation anywhere. Understood? If you delete any of the email in the actual server, it will not get deleted. Now you understood what is the difference, what I'm trying to say here. And for you, let me show that to you. I think you guys not able to understand. Only few of the people understands. Alright, you have offices together. Okay, so here. Okay. This is Outlook. Okay. This is client. Similar way we have some other applications also. What applications are those? To interact with these emails. I think a couple of things are there. I don't know. Here you can configure Gmail also. I'm just telling you now. Just learn it. I'm configuring Gmail. What is happening here for you guys? Which server? Which email server? Here is which email server? Gmail server. It is trying to connect with the Gmail server and then looking for the techrobots@gmail.com, and if that is found, then it has fetched those and then log into that server and then getting all the messages. Now finish. What happened? It has successfully synchronized with the Gmail server. In your thing, it's an organization email. Okay, clear? Don't get confused. Now, whatever emails are there on your Gmail will be synchronized here. And whenever you are using IMAP and POP3 protocols, okay, if you are deleting email from this Outlook, the actual mail will not be deleted from the server. And that's only when you are following IMAP POP3. Gmail, Yahoo will be followed IMAP and POP3 only. Okay, though you successfully configured that, if I am trying to delete a mail from here, this mail will not be deleted from the email. Gmail, I would say.
Then we get it back.
Even in Outlook also you can get it back, deleted items.
I told you.
Okay.
It will be in the trash only, deleted items only.
Trash is deleted, then we will.
Correct. Open your. Okay. Next. What I'm saying, get all messages, leave messages on the server. Okay. So here, hostname, if I'm trying to automate that, so the hostname, mail.yourorganization.com, and then username, password. Of course, you can connect your Gmail also here, but you need your the port numbers. Gmail will follow some port numbers. The port numbers you need to specify. Here this is a 143, right? But what Gmail is follows, that port number you need to specify. Okay. If you say all, then it will synchronize all files, and then if you want only read files, which means read in the sense, see, these are all not highlighted. Which are highlighted, these are all not readed, which means unread emails. Okay. So this is a filter outside. Okay. See, if I say all mails, it will synchronize all emails. If I say read emails only, which means it will only get read emails only. If I say unread mails, it will only get unread emails. Okay. And the message format HTML plain text, and you can save the attachments into a drive. Okay. That is the get all messages email automation. Now, delete all messages. If you wanted to delete all these messages, obviously it can delete all messages in one shot. Delete message means the specific message you can delete. Understood? Any questions so far? For you guys, I created this real-time kind of scenario in case if you wanted to go home and then try to set up this Outlook with your Gmail account. I showed you how to create it even. So interact with that. So we've done our email automation, database.
Yes.
Are 3 topics only we completed? Too much, yeah. Huh? 3 topics only, na? You need any break? Feeling sleepy or anything, then you can go out and then at least get fresh for some time, 15 minutes or 10 minutes. Otherwise, you can continue. It's up to you. Come on, man. Be friendly. Why you hesitate, yeah? Say again, I'll take till next 12:30. Take some break now. You'll be refreshed. Okay. What is next command? Okay. In the name itself, it says error handling. What does it mean?
If any errors, so it will handle.
Tell me some type of errors that you know. Possible errors in any process. Okay. Okay.
Navigation fails.
Never to search that.
Okay. Next.
Buttons not working.
Okay. Next. Meeru cheppandi. No idea.
Very expensive.
When you are accessing any browser or anything, you don't get any errors. When you are copying files from one location to another location, you don't get any errors. When you are installing some software or anything, you don't get any errors. Tell me errors. Huh?
Download pages
Path specification.
Next. Path specified errors. That's important. Next. What are all these errors? No, these are all status codes. So in this status code, what are all the errors? This is error. Whatever page you are trying to extract, that is moved to another domain. You will get 301. Bad request, 400. 401 unauthorized. 402 payment required. 403 forbidden. 404 does not exist. 405 method not allowed. These are all internet errors. When you're trying to interact with a browser, if anything goes wrong, any of them you will get this type of errors. You faced it, right? Okay. So error means that could be any type of error, but you thought that the possible error may happen in your code. Let's say I try to open browser. Okay. Now the browser is working good, and then the site is also working good. But proactively you thought that if the if the particular site got down, you may get some error. That could be 501, that could be 401, that could be something else. You proactively interpreted it. Now you need to handle it, of course, right? So how are you going to handle it? That is where this error handling concept came. This is more important. You need to properly answer the interview questions to handle when they are asking about this error handling concept. VDS. Okay. Here, see, in this error handling options, what are all the available things? Begin error handling, opposite action of end error handling, continue, and stop task. So here, when it says that begin error handling, so we are starting the handling here. What action it should do whenever we got an error? So let's say if I get an error, here I'm says continue, then it will goes to the next command. If I say stop task, it will not go to this next command. It will stop the entire task. Okay. If I say continue and then take a snapshot, it is going to take a snapshot of that error and then store it wherever you say that error should be. Okay. Now, if I say run task, what happens? You know that error. So, like let's say when you are trying to open a browser, you know that sometimes you are getting 401 or 501. For that, alternatively, you found a way also, and that particular way you implemented in separate task file, separate ATMX file. You wanted to call whenever the error is happening, and this is where you need to select the task. Whenever the error happens, it is going to run this task, handle that error, and then go to the next command. Clear? Next, log data into file. You wanted to know, you wanted to log information whenever the error occurs. This is the option you're going to select. You can select all also, of course. That's up to you. Send email. You wanted to send an email whenever the error occurs. Okay? Variable assignment. Whenever the error occurs, you wanted to assign one variable to a different state, which means whenever the error occurs, I wanted to assign error is equal to 1. So here I'm going to put F2. Let's say this is error, and here I'm going to say is 1. This is not a clipboard. I'm just saying error. This is a variable. I need to create a variable here. Then the variable will be available. So error is equal to 1. Okay. Let me define that. Just now I created error. Now I used open browser. Okay. I tried opening a browser. Now if I run this one, what will happen?
It will try to open the browser.
Okay, let me run it. You will get obviously an error, right? Because it's not invalid address. See what will happen. So open a browser, trying to open this particular URL, but this does not exist. You got something else, right? Now, once I get the browser, I'm trying to click on a specific value. Let me tell. Let's say this is my URL, Baba. Actual URL is this one. Okay, now I did object cloning. Internet Explorer, where is Internet Explorer? No, I don't have Internet Explorer. So this is the text box I'm cloning now. I said Google, na? Okay. Now I set a property with something. Okay. Now I change this URL to this one. Now I'm running. It's open a browser. This object loading is there, na? That will throw my error. The reason behind the text box, whatever text box I trained to click to set a text, that's not there. Right? On this page, it's not there. So it has given me an error, unable to find a text box. So we need to handle this error. Right? So what is the possible case here? The site has been changed. Right? I see, manually created error. But in real-time scenario, the Google.com, whatever I put it there, that stopped working. So obviously you'll get this error, right? So that is where I'm going to put begin error handling with either stop or continue. Okay. If I says continue, I'm gonna put a variable assignment error and then says 1, right? That action I'm going to put it within this block. Now I'm going to put if condition with a variable after the end error handling. Why after the end error handling? Anybody knows? Anybody guess? What did I said here? Continue, right? So whatever error happens between this block, I say ignore it, continue to the next block. Where is the next continue block after the end error handling? See, here this could be 1 line or this could be 10 lines or this is 13 lines. Okay, anywhere within these lines of code, error happens. If I say continue, it will goes to the next command which is defined after the end error handling. Next command means not within the block. Understood? This could be 10,000 records or 20,000 records or 1 record, 2 record, doesn't matter. Huh? Not within the block. See, here I said continue, right? This continue will go after the end error handling only. So which means it will take next command to execute after the end error handling, not within the block. It will not go for the next record within the block of begin error handling. Yeah, so we are saying that whatever error happens here within this entire block between the begin and error handling, okay, wherever the error happens, it will ignore it and then continue to the next line of code after the end error handling. That line of code, that you need to specify end error handling. So what is the condition we have given there? If condition. So whenever the error happens, we said that error should makes to 1. Okay, so initially did I define any value here? No. So whenever the error happens, the value becomes 1. And then that I'm verifying here. If the value becomes 1, which means there is an error, and I am saying to user message box. For now, message box. Later I'll tell you what to do. Okay. Site is not reachable. Clear? And now, in case if you know what is the site actually changed to, you already know the site sometimes loads with this URL, sometimes loads with another URL, but I'll get the same output in the website. That is where we are going to call that URL. How we are going to get that URL? In another task and then call the task. So whenever the error happens, it is going to call that ATMX file which is created. In the ATMX file, we are going to again open that browser with other URL. Whenever the error happens, that loads that URL and then continues to the next process. Understood? Why we use error handling? Understood? Why we use that error handling?
URL is not found.
No, you're not supposed to say only the case. We must say that like if any expected or unexpected error happens within the bot execution using begin and error handling, I'm going to handle it. Clear? And you need to say the set of options available within this bot scope are continue, stop task, log to data file, take a snapshot, variable assignment, send email. Clear? Any questions? To you? Any questions? This is must. Whenever you are writing code, you don't think that none of the error will happen on my board. You must start your coding with begin and error handling, and then write the coding. Huh?
To handle the error, we have to send a message box.
For now, I put a message box, but actually in production, we are not going to do a message box. We are writing the logs.
So depends upon BRD.
Not BRD. It's not BRD. BRD never says that give me a message box or anything.
No, not message box, error handling.
No, error handling also will not be given by the BRD. See, when you get the requirement document, it is your job to prepare the negative cases and then get in touch with the BRD, right? BA people, I said, right? All those negative cases you need to build in here. Let's say if he says that this website will work always, then you don't need to put any error handling for this particular step. But coming to here, let's say I put opening a page, Google will not change, but this text box may change. If this text box put it into the top of that, then what are you going to do? Right? Now here it is having set of properties. What properties are those? Input, text, list B, and search. If this name is changed to search underscore Google, then this particular step will throw an error. Right? So to handle those cases, you need to put this begin and continue error handlings. Any type. So here it's not only null exceptions, not only system exceptions, not only anything. Whatever error comes here, we are throwing that error to the next thing. And we are taking the snapshot or we are updating in the log file. And we don't know what error it is. Wherever we are writing that error, so let's say one error has happened, one exception has happened. So here, let me say in this real-time scenario, I don't know what error has happened. You wanted to know what error has happened. So that is where you are going to take this variable operation and put it in this case. And then you will have a system variables of error. Error description and error line number. That could be whatever error it is. In this error description, it will give you what error it is. Write that error into log file. Then you will get to know what error has happened there. Understood? Understood, buddy? Good. Next, take the control. Any questions, man? No? Cool then. Next command ఏంటమ్మా? What is the next command? After render handling? Excel. Come on, this is the most important activity. Come on, drag and drop one command by this. Looking at the name, tell me what it is.
So what are the restrictions?
Whatever operations we are performing on the Excel, the same can be performed using this automation. Okay, go one by one, command by command, and then tell me what is the command. What it does. Correct. New spreadsheet to open up, you'll get it. Right? Session. What is the session name?
Default.
Generally, what?
What is the session name? Tell me. We just discussed the.
Task.
There you can see the parameters are spreadsheet, path, and then session name, and then specific sheet name. What are all those? Tell me one by one. What is the session name again?
Total.
In the database, whatever connection string we are creating from the time onwards, we can store that entire information into the session name, and then we can carry forward the same thing until we disconnect it. But here,
Complete spreadsheet.
the moment I open the spreadsheet, the entire content, right, whatever data is within this Excel sheet, I need to play around with get cell, set cell, like doing all of these activities. Okay, to do that, I need to keep that entire data sheet into the memory again, right? It's like same thing, database. So to perform all of those commands, which are get cell, set cell, run macro, go to cell, delete cell, save spreadsheet, of course I need a temporary data set again, right? For that, we need to create again a session. Again, the session name, whatever Excel activities you are performing, it should common across all of those commands. Clear? Clear? Any doubt? Okay. So, open spreadsheet will open a spreadsheet as if how you are opening, double click it will open the spreadsheet, right? Excel file. Similar way it will open up. Next, close spreadsheet. You open a spreadsheet, obviously it's your job to close the spreadsheet, right? Same thing. Next, someone explain that? Hello? Class 1 madam. Okay, what is it? Get cell?
Get the particular cell.
Okay, see the below commands, what are all available, and then tell me.
Get single cell.
Single cell.
What get single cell do?
Only
Cell
for a
only
function that
one
are in
cell.
Okay, on what basis? On what basis it's going to get cell? Get single cell. Any single cell it is going to get? Correct. We have to specify that. What options available there?
Active
or
and
specific.
Active cell means wherever. Okay, let's open the Excel. How you open an Excel? Start plus run. Type Excel. CL. See now looking at this sheet, tell me what is the active cell?
where the cursor.
Correct. So that is the active cursor point, right? So that's the active cell. Now if you say in the automation anywhere, if it says active cell, then it is going to get the cell value of A1. And if I say specific cell, and then in that one A1, which value it is going to get? A1. Right? Go to automation anywhere. Okay, next. Get multiple cells. Range. See in Excel, we used to drag and drop and then select the entire columns, right? So there is a source cell, and then from source cell to destination cell, I wanted to get all the contents. Okay, using this one. So here you need to specify the range from specific cell to a specific cell, like from A1 to D1 or A1 to D10. Understood? And just read the below description. Get also. It's like get also. So to read the description.
The command will be executed by the task. The result will be fetched in the memory and can be accessed using this.
Hold on. When this command will be executed by the task, the result, rows and columns, which means when you are selecting a range, obviously it's a multiple combination of rows and columns only, right? So that it is talking about will be fetched in the memory and can be accessed using the system variable. Which variable it is? Excel column of index. which means when you are selecting a range from A1 to D10, how many columns involved here? A1 to D10. A, B, C, D. 4 columns. So here, Excel column of index, which means if I say Excel column of 2, I'm going to get the values of second column. If I say 3, third column, I'm going to get the values of third column. Okay? Next one. Within the loop for each row in the Excel data sheet. Understood? Any questions here? Let me tell you. Give me a marker, man. Where is marker? Give me good. Now, that's okay. See, your data source is something like this, Baba. Nobody is online, no point of it. See, you will have Excel data sheet in this row columns. You know it, right, already? Now, everybody knows that 32-bit machine will have 10 some number, 64-bit will have somewhere around more than 10 lakhs. Okay? Here, my intention is I wanted to retrieve the data. From Excel, I wanted to extract the data from this cell. Like this is A1, right? From this cell to D10. Still, I'm having some more data. I don't want to extract those. Okay? Whatever data I selected from here to D10, this block. Okay? I want to read A1 in the first step because I'm having couple of records right here, right? This is A1, A2, B1, C1, and D1. I'm having 4 columns right here, and then A2, A3, something like this. Now, for the first time, I need to get A1 value. For the second time, I need to get A2 value. For the third time, I need to get the A3 value. When I specify Excel column of index 1, I'll get these values A1, A2, A3. Right? If I say Excel column of 2, then I'm going to get B1, B2, B3. But to get B1, B2, B3, there's some multiple values, right? If I see, go to the automation anywhere, if you say get cell, you have single cell. When you're using get multiple cell, you will get the combination of it. But all these cells, see, using this specific cell from range to 2 range, it has selected this range, right? And put it into the memory. But to access the value one by one, how are you going to do it? Correct? Using loop. If you not put loop, it will not traverse from here to here, here to here. Correct? So obviously we need to loop. That is what they are talking about. With the help of loop for each row in an Excel data sheet. Okay? But you go to the loops, cancel that one and then go to the loops. No, it doesn't care. It will give you the entire data set. Whatever range you selected as, it is data set. And similarly, we have get all cells also in the same command. Right? Get all cells means, I said in this data sheet, I need to only select this portion. But using get all cells, what it will do? If you have 10 lakh records, it is going to retrieve all the 10 lakh records into the memory. In the combination of rows and columns. Okay, see here, where is that value what they said? Each row in a
Excel sheet.
Excel data sheet. Click on that, buddy. Save it. So that session name, whatever session name you're trying to put it into the open spreadsheet, that thing you need to put it here. Okay, save it. So what happened? It has certain loop to traverse from 1 to until how many records you selected it. Okay. Now drag it on the Excel command. Excel command. Just now we did it now. The get cells one, get multiple cells. Get cells and get multiple cells. Now, what they said? First, the result will be extracted in the rows and columns and will be fetched into memory and can be accessed using the system variables of Excel column within the loop, which means we need to put loop first and after that Excel column. So to do that, I'm going to define a variable manager with Excel column, some name, what name we are trying to extract. If I'm talking about A1, A2, A3, then you need to define a variable of A1, B1, C1. So within that loop, you need to take a variable. In that variable, you need to take Excel column of column 1 and then extract that value to the variable. Understood? Any question?